Good morning. This is our math video for the day. Please remember to have your countdown packet on the page that says Wednesday, March the 25th. We're going to be watching this video to find the answers. Please remember that this assignment for today is going to be for our first grade of math. So as soon as you have your paper ready and you have checked it with this video, send a picture of your paper on Class Dojo so I can give you a grade. I like to see your strategies as we have practice, and you will always see it on a video, so make sure you show them on your paper too. I need to see the strategies, I need to see your steps, just like what we are doing on the video and what we have done in class too. Okay, so let's start, amigos. So this is our paper for today. We are on series 2, page 6. Let's go ahead and read problem number 1. It says, Mr. Wu traveled 764 miles in May, 879 miles in June, and 918 miles in July. Which expression shows the best way to estimate the difference between the number of miles Mr. Wu traveled in July and May? Okay, so I'm going to use my highlighter. And when I read the question, the first thing I see is which expression shows the best way to estimate. It means estimate does not mean the exact number. It actually means to round the numbers. So that is an estimate. Estimate the difference between, that is another important part here. The difference between, remember that when we see these words, it means we are going to subtract. So I'm going to put my subtraction there, my subtraction symbol, so I remember what I have to do. And then we need to find the difference between the number of miles Mr. Wu traveled in July and May. So I'm only going to be paying attention to those two numbers, July and May. Let's go back to the beginning of the problem to read it again. Mr. Wu traveled 764 miles in May. So that one I'm going to highlight it because that is important. I'm going to need May, and I have it here. 879 miles in June. Well, the question is not asking about June, so I'm not going to highlight anything there. And 918 miles in July. So we're going to be working with these two numbers, 764 and 918. A good estimate for 764, if I round it to the nearest 10, will be 760. And a good estimate, if I'm going to check the one on July, is going to be 920. So 920 for July and 760 for May. Remember that we are trying to find the difference, so I'm going to subtract those two. Now that I have found this, which option looks like this? 920 minus 760. Well, I know it is not letter A because what it's doing is adding. Letter B does not have the numbers I need. Letter C, it's rounding but not to the nearest 10. It is rounded to the nearest 100. As you can see, 900 minus 700. So that wouldn't be a good estimate. And we know that the answer will be letter D right here. 920 minus 760. Okay, we have number 1 ready. Let's move on to number 2, right here. Reina collected 23,409 cans of food during a charity food drive last year. Riche collected 23,295 cans and Hisako collected 23,399 cans. Which comparison is correct? And then we have 4 options, okay? Well, the first thing I'm going to be doing is, let me write these numbers here again. I have these 3 numbers. I'm going to be writing the numbers on my box right here from the smallest to the biggest number, okay? So let's start. I have these 3 numbers. The 3 of them, as you can see, they start with 23,000. So that is not going to be very helpful when comparing them. I'm going to move to the hundreds place. This one has a 4 right here, as you can see, which means that will be bigger than the number 3 right here, and also bigger than the number 2 right here. So that means that the smallest number here is actually 23,295. That is the smallest number. Again, how do I know this? After I compare the 10,000s and the thousands, they have the same digits. So I move to the hundreds place, and the smallest number in the hundreds place is a 2 right here. 23,295. The next number should be 23,399, which is this one right here. And the biggest number, the greatest number here is 23,409. My numbers are already in order from the smallest to the greatest number here, as you can see. And now based on this chart that I created, let me move it up a little bit here. Let's check the answers, the options. Let me just put the name of the person here. That's a good strategy, amigos. So the first number here is for Riche. And then the next number is going to be for Hisako. And then the last number is going to be for Reina. Okay, so now that I have the name and the numbers, I'm ready to move on. I'm having a bit of trouble here, as you can see, amigos, but I fix it. So we have the numbers, again, in order from the smallest to the greatest one: Riche, Hisako, and Reina. So let's start now with letter F. It says that Reina, and then remember the meaning of these symbols, right? This one right here means that Reina, the number here is smaller than or less than this number. And the number for Riche is less than the number for Hisako. So let's check if that is true. It's telling us that Reina's number is less than Riche. But we know that is not true because it's actually the opposite. Reina's number is greater than this one here. For this reason, I'm going to cross it out. It's not a good option. Letter G is telling us that Riche, the number for Riche, is greater than the number from Hisako. And again, we know it's not true because actually the number here is smaller than this one. I can already cross that one out. I'm going to highlight my symbol, just remember what it means. Letter H, I think that one is easy to eliminate, amigos, because it's telling us that Reina's number is equal to Hisako, and also Hisako's number is equal to Riche. And we know that's not true. They are different numbers for the 3 of them. We only have letter J as an option here. So let's check if that's actually the correct one. So Reina's number is greater than Hisako. Reina is right here, and Hisako is right here. So this one is correct. This first part is correct. And Hisako is greater than Richer, which is also true. This one is also correct. So we have found the answer. That should be letter J for number 2. Okay, that was easy to find, right? Let me put this here so we can see clearly number 3. Number 3 says, let me just make it a little bit bigger for all of you. Okay. Which expression represents 5/8? So 5 out of 8. And I'm going to highlight this so I know what number I'm looking for. Remember, we did this in class, so we know how to add them. Let's start with letter A. I'm going to put an equal symbol here. And then remember the number at the bottom. The numbers right here. They are all the same numbers. So I'm not going to do anything there. I'm just going to put the number as it is. Just going to copy the number. That is an 8. I'm going to put an 8 right here. Then I'm going to make my fraction. The number at the top, yes, I need to add them. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 more. That gives me 5. So we have 5/8 on letter A. Maybe we have already found the answer, but I'm going to put a question mark there. Letter B is going to be the same. Going to be my equal here. I'm going to put my equal symbol. Okay. And then I'm going to, let me just erase right there. Okay. My eraser is really nice here. You see that? Okay. So I'm going to put my equal symbol there, and then I'm ready to add. Remember, the number at the bottom is the same. I'm just going to copy it right here. That's a 5. Don't need to do anything there. I just copy the number. Number at the top, we add them. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That will be 8. 8/5, 8 out of 5. So this is not the number that I need. They are actually inverted. They are in a different position. So this answer is not correct. I'm going to cross it out. Letter C. I'm going to do the same, amigos. Number at the bottom is equal in all of them. I'm going to copy it as it is. That's an 8. And then let's add the numbers at the top. 1 plus 2, that is 3. Plus 3 more, that is 6. Plus 4 more, 6 plus 4, that is 10. Plus 5 more, that is 15. That is a very big number. It's not the one we need. This is 15 out of 8, okay? Well, this is a 5. It doesn't really look like a 5, so I'm going to just erase there so that you can see it clearly. Okay. And let me just write it one more time here. 5. Now it kind of looks a bit better. Okay, so 15/8. No, that's not the number I need. Let me cross it out. And let's finish with this one, letter D. D8 is the same at the bottom, so I'm just going to copy the number. And then let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I added those numbers. That's a 6/8. Well, the number is close, but it's not the one we need. So we have found the answer. That is letter A. Okay. So please make sure that you have letter A right there. This should be the answer because it was 5/8. 5 out of 8. Okay, we're ready with number 3. Let's go to number 4 on your paper. I like this question. We check some of this in class when it talks about money and selling things and what happens when we have many products or just few products of something. It says during the summer months, Miss Gross pays 19 cents for 1 ear of corn. I'm going to underline that or highlight it in my case. During the winter months, she pays $1 for 1 ear of corn. So if you notice, amigos, the difference in the price is big. So for summer months, that is 19 cents. And during the winter months, she pays $1 for 1 ear of corn. That's way more money. Which explains why corn is more expensive in winter. So we need to explain why corn is more expensive in winter than summer. Again, in winter is $1. In summer is 19 cents. So let's read the options. Corn is scarce during winter. Remember that scarce means that there are not many available. It is limited, a limited amount. So I'm going to just type it right here. That scarce means, okay, so scarce means small amount, okay? Letter G, so that might be the option, but I'm going to put a question mark here. There isn't much corn during winter because the weather is colder and then it's harder to just have it in the fields, okay? Letter G, corn is abundant in winter. Well, abundant is exactly the opposite as scarce. It means a lot. So let me type it here. That abundant means a lot of something. Which again, as I just explained to you, that is not true because in winter, the cold weather doesn't allow for the fields to grow many things, so it's not abundant. Letter H, Miss Gross shops in winter. Well, that's not really true because she actually shops both in summer and winter, so let's eliminate that option. And letter J, summer is shorter than winter. That's not true either. Remember that each of our 4 seasons lasts for 3 months. So 4 seasons we have, each of them is 3 months. They have the same duration of time. That's how we made the 12 months of our year. So I'm going to cross that out. And our answer is letter F. Corn is scarce during winter. There is no much of it in the fields. That's why it becomes more expensive. Okay, number 5. Let me make it a bit smaller here. Which 3-dimensional figure below appears to be composed of quadrilaterals? Oh, I love to hear who remembers what a quadrilateral is, and I hope that your answer is 4 sides. 4 sides, okay? Let me just write it there. So quadrilaterals, 4 sides, and pentagons. Who remembers what a pentagon is? We saw that in class. Pentagons is 5 sides. 5 sides. Okay. Boy, my handwriting is not really clear there. I hope you can understand it right there. I'm just going to try to fix it here. 5 sides, okay? So quadrilaterals, 4 sides, pentagons, 5 sides. Let's check each of them. Let's start with letter A. How many sides on the face right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 faces on the one here on top. If you remember, when a shape has 8 faces, that is called an octagon. Octagon, like an octopus, remember? 8. So octagon, it has an octagon here, and Yeah, it's true. The others are quadrilaterals. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we already have an octagon here, so that is not a good option. Let me just eliminate it. Letter B. How many sides here? 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. They are triangles. They have 3 sides, so they don't cover any of our requirements. It is not a quadrilateral. It is not a pentagon. So I'm going to cross it out. Letter C. Right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 sides on that face. So maybe this might be correct. And then right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is a quadrilateral. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a quadrilateral too. And 1, 2, 3, 4 quadrilateral. Well, this one covers the 2 requirements. So I'm going to put a question mark there. That might be correct. Letter D. Let me see. How many sides here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well, 6 sides is one more than I need. I love to hear from you. What's the name of a shape with 6 sides? I'm going to write it here. Do you remember? Yeah, that is a hexagon. Very good. So, amigos, this one is not a good option. Let me cross it out. And we know that the right answer is letter C, right there. Okay. We're about to finish here. Let's go to number 6. Beatrice is going to make origami frogs with rice paper. With 1 sheet of paper, she can make 8 frogs. With 2 sheets of paper, she can make 16 frogs. According to this relationship, and then we're going to read the options. So let me just write it down here. With 1 sheet of paper, she makes 8. With 2, she makes 16. We know that we are counting by 8s, like the tables of 8. 8, 16. So with 3 sheets of paper, how many can she make? What is 16 plus 8 more? Good, you found the answer. That is 24. And then so on with the tables of 8. Let's see, letter F. 3 sheets of paper make 18 frogs. No, that's not true. G. 3 sheets of paper make 24 frogs. That might be correct. We just found it here, so that might be correct. Letter H. 3 sheets of paper make 26. No, that's not true. We are counting by 8. So 8, 16, 24. And 3 sheets of paper make 30 frogs. That's not true either. So in this case, we have found the answer for letter G. Okay, and by the way, amigos, I'm going to take this opportunity here to show you again our tables of 8, the trick for the tables of 8. So if you remember this one, we're going to go from 0, 2, 3, 4. We're going to double the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So tables of 8, what is the trick again? The first column, we're going to go from 0 to 8, as you can see here that I did, from 0 to 8. We need to put 4 2 times, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then on our way back up, we're going to count by 2, starting with 0. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 0 again, and we continue by 2. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, we have our trick for the tables of 8. That was quite good. I hope you remembered that one. So, trick for the tables of 8. Let's finish this paper, amigos, with number 7 right there. Okay. Oh, this is one of my favorite because we saw that in class. Carton drew the figure below. What is the area of the figure in square units? Remember that area, and I'm going to put it right here. Area, how do you find it? Area equals length. Sorry, yeah, the length right there, which is like an L. Length times the width, okay? The area, we're going to find it with a multiplication, but first of all, we have an irregular shape. Remember, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a dotted line here, as I'm doing, to separate the two rectangles. This is a smaller rectangle and a bigger one. We know that this side right here is 3. And this side right here, that's 6. What is 3 times 6? So we just count by 3 or count by 6, and that should be 18. So the area of this smaller rectangle is 18. On the bigger one right here, we know that all of this right here, that is 17. It is not 23, amigos. No, 23 is for all of this, which is 17 from this side plus 6 more. Therefore, I'm going to cross out this number because I don't need it right now. 17 is from all this side. You know that 3 is just for this one, so I'm not going to use it either. I will need the number 6 right here. That is from this side, number 6. And then let's find the area by multiplying 17 times 6, okay? If you remember how to do this, amigos, we start 6 times 7. I'm going to give you some time to find the answer, what 6 times 7 is. 6 times 7 is 42. I'm going to put the 42 right there. So 6 times 7, remember we start multiplying on the right side. 6 times 7 is 42. Before I continue, I'm going to anchor my 0 right here. And then I multiply the other two digits. 6 times 1. 6 times 1, like this. 6 times 1, okay? Like this with an arrow there. 6 times 1 is 6 right there. Okay? Going to erase this, not to make any confusion in you, but remember we need to multiply just like that. So 6 times 1 is 6, and then I am ready to add 2 plus 0, that is 2, and 4 plus 6, that is let me see. So in square units, what is the area? Just 1 second, because I think I made a mistake right here. That's 42, and I anchored to 0. Okay. That will be 10, so that's 102, okay? There you go. So 102, and we haven't finished. We have not finished. That was just the first step for each of them. And then remember that we're going to add this number plus the other number. So the area of the big rectangle is 102 plus 18 of the other rectangle. I need to add the two areas. So 2 plus 8 is 10, so 0, and I'm going to carry 1. Now I can show that I'm carrying a number because I'm using a pencil there. So this is a 1 that I carried. 1 plus 1 is 2, and this one is alone, so that should be 120. Okay, so letter A is not a good option. Letter C is not a good option either. Letter D is a bigger number than I need. So my option is letter B, 120. Okay, amigos, so let's just check again the answers for all the paper. Make sure, please, make sure that you have the answers right there. If you had them not correct, if you had them wrong, that's fine. I need to see the question mark, which means it was not correct. But I also like to see the strategies that I'm sharing, so I know that you watched this video and that you knew what to do on your paper, okay? So make sure I can see your strategies there. Number 1 is letter D. Number 2 is letter J. Number 3 is letter A. Number 4 is letter F. Number 5 is letter C. Number 6, it should be letter G right there. And number 7, now you can see it, number 7 is letter B, 120. Okay, so with this we have finished our countdown for the day. Thank you again for being here. Make sure I can get a picture of your paper so I can write your first grade for math for this week, okay? And tomorrow we will do our normal countdown. For Friday, you will get your second grade for this math assignment, exactly the same. You do your paper, then you watch the video, and then you check your answers and send me a picture so I can put your math score. Thank you. Make sure you wash your hands correctly and have fun with more math assignments, okay?